question is asking whether or not cardio is going to limit and stunt your ability to build muscle. But before we jump into that, let's get into the tip of the day on the R.D.P Advent Calendar. Today's tip is a very simple, easy way to improve the quality of your workouts. Every rep, every set. And it's particularly something that's lacking in the calisthenics world. And that tip is simply this: limit your number of work sets in your workout. Usually people feel that 2, 3, maybe 4 is their sweet spot. But limiting the amount of work that you're giving yourself permission to do in your workout basically says, well, you better make it happen. There's no next time. You know you have a finite amount of work that you can do. And it mentally keeps you pressing and pushing just that little extra bit that you need to drive into your sets. Versus if you're just saying, yeah, I'll just do whatever I feel like, and just kind of, yeah, all right, that feels all right. I'll just get it on the next set. It's a haphazard way to go about it. It's just like having any other deadline in work. If you want to get something done and keep the quality high, have a deadline in your workout and limit yourself to a given number of sets. So is cardio really muscle building poison? Well, that was certainly the idea that came across my desk a lot when I was starting out as a trainer. I had guys all the time, they didn't even want to warm up with jumping rope, feeling that, oh my gosh, cardio puts you in a catabolic state and you're going to eat your muscles away. And it was the big fear, right? And it's not entirely without its merits. And back in college, I was pretty lean, pretty skinny dude. Of course, I was doing a ton of cardio at the time. I was a bike racer, and I hardly was doing any strength training to speak of. So my 150-pound frame flew up the mountains pretty quick. But looking at that, that certainly seems to be the empirical evidence of like, yeah, that's what cardio does, stay the hell away from it. But when I got out of school, I still rode my bike, I still raced, not quite to the same degree, and I started doing much more strength training, and I put on about 20 pounds of muscle in 6 months. So even though I was still doing a good amount of cardio, I was building muscle quite readily. So the first lesson is no, you don't have to get rid of cardio if you want to build muscle. However, you do want to use it in a smart way. I cover this in more detail in my book, Smart Bodyweight Training. The first thing is you don't need to do cardio to stay lean. You can do any sort of physical activity, everything burns calories, and make sure you're using also a healthy diet in conjunction with weight management. So you don't need cardio at all to stay lean. Second of all is you don't need it for endurance. Endurance, like strength, is specific to your activity. You can be able to run a marathon and be completely gassed out in like a boxing ring. So if you need to train for endurance, make sure you're training for the specific form of endurance that is required for your sport or activity. Third is you don't need it for health. It is really good to get outside and just blow off some steam, get a lot of energy flowing out of you. But of course, there's a lot more to a healthy heart and cardiovascular system than just getting your heart rate up once in a while. So the key takeaways are use it in a smart way, specific to what you need it to do, in conjunction with a healthy diet to stay lean, and in conjunction with a lot of other healthy habits to stay healthy. Make sure that your strength and muscle building is your main focal point in your workouts. Don't go and run an hour on the treadmill and spend 5 minutes doing push-ups and pull-ups and then wonder why you're not building muscle. So there are my thoughts on cardio and building muscle. What are your thoughts? We'd love to hear from you down below in the R.D.P community. And if you have any other questions for future videos, please leave those down below as well. And if you're new here, like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Till then, be fit, live free.